Davis St. Clair. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is your April 2024 reading where you're going to look at your challenges, your opportunities, and your advice. I'm using the Hoodoo Tarot deck today, and the description or the link for the deck is down below in the description. All right, let's see what we got here. They've been doozies, so Aquarius, right out of the door, we've got a 9 of coins, and I've always loved this 9 of coins, the epitome of this 9 of pentacles energy. I'm safe, I'm secure, I'm happy, I'm confident. It always gives me the feeling of like it's Saturday afternoon. I've done all of my errands. I've done my chores. There's something good on Netflix. I got a sandwich in front of me with something really, really good to eat. And I'm getting ready to get into it, right? The dishwasher's whirring in the background. It's one of my favorite energies. And it's one of my favorite ways to be. Got some Taurus and Capricorn energy in my chart. So excuse me. But yeah, that's always giving me a really beautiful feeling. So let's look at your challenge. All right, straight up. Ooh, 3 of Swords. Yeah, recovering from something here. And the Sun, whatever it was the right decision. You've got the Sun and 3 of Swords in your challenge. You've got here 10 of Coins and Temperance in your opportunity. That is lovely. Moving from the 9 to the 10 of Pentacles. That's some really lovely stuff. Let's see what the advice is here. Justice in the Ace of Cups. What I'm seeing here is that Aquarius, you're recovering from some serious heartbreak here. And a lot of it has to do with things or people or situations, circumstances, whatever, that you've had to let go of. But it feels like in that letting go, it's almost like you knew it was coming, you procrastinated on it. And it finally got to the point where you just had to take that, that Aquarian sword and just be like, we're cutting this. And it's almost like immediately after it, there was a lightness or there's a levity to your spirit that comes after you laid this to rest. I don't know why this is a challenge. So let me look a little bit more into that here. Okay, I see what's going on. With the Page of Cups and the Sun on the challenge, it feels like your challenge is something like knowing or letting be what the decision was. You made the right decision. It took you a long time to come to it. You finally came to it. You did it. And so now it's almost like you want to beat yourself up for it, or you want to like drag yourself because either you think you could have prevented it or you think you could have done something else, and it's just like there was nothing that you could do in this particular situation to prevent it from happening. I do feel like there was a level of procrastination around cutting this or leaving it alone, but at whatever point you had to cut it, it would have hurt, right? So there's no point in looking at this and saying, oh, well, I could have done this and I could have done that. And do I deserve to feel good after I've let this go? Do I deserve to feel good for letting this go? And what they're saying with the Justice and the Ace of Cups here is like, yes. It was like, no matter how you cut this, you had to cut it. Right? There's a coldness to it. And even though it's a beautiful, like warm feeling after it, it does have that classic Aquarian sterility and coldness to it. And it's almost saying, in this case, that aspect of you or that aspect of your personality is good to have, right? For you to stand in that swift, cold, clean cut energy and be okay with it. With the 10 of Coins here and 5 of Swords or Temperance, right? Coming in as your opportunity. Not only are we talking about like long-term understanding and healing between people or with yourself, but this feels more like with yourself. The other thing I like about this is moving from the 9 to the 10 is a level of wisdom. This is almost a lesson that's so high level that you can actually, it's something that you can build on. This is something that you can teach people. And I find it super interesting with this Three of Swords that, like, again, it feels so minor and it feels, whatever the situation was, feels like it doesn't need to be as hurtful as you might be making it out to be, but you don't have to lean into a level of hyper compassion in order to feel good about the decision that you made. Okay. So let us, I'm gonna split the deck on this. It's really gorgeous. It's peaceful. There's so much peace here after this. Take time to reflect. Right. So you have the Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect, and Trader, Trader, exchange energy to create abundance. It feels like, to me, you are really, what do they call it in Catholicism? Self-flagellation, right? Like where you're really whipping yourself about something. And there is just absolutely no need for it. It's almost like you've, in your life, people have accused you of being, again, like, oh, you're too cold, or you don't have any compassion, or you don't have any empathy. And you perhaps worked on that over some years or over your lifetime. And it feels like, okay, I've learned how to have compassion, I've learned how to have empathy. And then this situation comes up and you have to go into this very cold kind of make a clean decision aspect of yourself. And now you're looking at it and being like, oh God, no, like, was I supposed to be compassionate here? Was I supposed to be empathetic here? And it's like, no, that wasn't, that you don't need to apply that particular lesson here. And you're like dragging yourself. And so the question is like, why are you at this point in the game, especially because this looks said and done? What are you gaining from keeping yourself feeling low if the circumstances don't call for it? Like, why are you putting your energy into feeling bad about a decision that you had to make or needed to make? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You've got surrender to the divine and nothing is yet set in stone, which I need a little bit of clarity on. Surrender to the divine makes sense, but this is what we're talking about, right? It's like, take some time to figure out why you're pulling yourself into this dark place when everything looks so beautiful now, when there is peace. So why, when there's peace, do we want to create a sense of inner turmoil? To actually pull out this, nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. Not my favorite. I'm not a big fan of this kind of mutable moon. So it's like, I know that the best will unfold for me. Okay, well, that's the answer there. Um, Yeah, okay, then never mind. It's the same message. But this, in the last bit, it says, mutable is all about change, shape-shifting, even that something is still developing. This card indicates that something is indeed changing and there's room for maneuver. So take it as a sign that the situation you're asking about is far from finalized. If you're not happy with the current state of play, that's marvelous. It means that you can change the course of the outcome. However, there's also a sense that the situation could perhaps be a little bit unstable. For some, this is great news because you can influence it. Others will struggle with the uncertainty, but should stay with it a little longer. Either way, nothing is yet set in stone. And what I'm reading from this is that it's not that your circumstances aren't set in stone. Your circumstances are set in stone, okay? Ten of Pentacles, this is done. Justice is done. But what's not done is the work within you to feel good, confident, steady, stable, and what's going on beyond you. And surrendering to the divine is talking about like being okay with whatever this decision is that you've had to make. It's fascinating. So I'll get one more thing here. Trust in the unknown. Exactly. It's like you may not understand it. You don't know how you got here. You don't know why it had to go down that way. You don't know none of it. But it's saying you don't need to. You've already made the right decisions. You're already in the right place. Trust it. All right, y'all. Well, it's been real. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Suggestions are also helpful as well. This is like my first foray into this kind of thing. Other than that, I do offer personal readings, so the link will be in the description down below. All right, I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.